Four Seasons loft. In Austin, I saw pause. My eyes crawled to a table. Paralyzed by pairwise dice, then attend to this heaven slice of an angel wrapped in skin. Oh, dice and woes of life, love and pride, look at her vibe. What's the meaning of life? One subjective paradise, crystal chandeliers, moments reflected. Often bears a pit, clip, grinning from ear to ear. Craving and raining and grain, rekindle the flame. Closer she draws near, stay there. Remove your underwear, shove it somewhere over there. In paradise, we know our purpose. Dreams in paradise. Truth is what you can see.
Boom. Yes, it is. The truth is what you can see. Hello, everybody, and welcome to this edition of the Unpopular Hour. I'm your host, Matt Clark, and I hope everybody had a great weekend. It was a fantastic weekend for me, and even better last night. Got a surprise from my daughter-in-law, so that was fantastic, and hopefully her court thing goes good today. But anyway, I had a great weekend overall. Got to watch the Sooners play this weekend, and got a Sunday off. Got to go to Tulsa, and my fat boy AC got to hang out with his new friend, girlfriend. So but anyway, we had a great weekend and came back home last night. Got to see my daughter-in-law. So it was. I had a good weekend. Had a good weekend overall. It was great. My only issue that I had all weekend, which of course we're going to talk about to start out the show today, the NBA Hall of Fame did their inductees this weekend, and I didn't have a problem with the inductees except for one. I'm like, what are you doing? Why? It just amazes me what the NBA, how the NBA is bowing down. I mean, what are you doing? You're inducting people who still playing. Why are you? It takes 5-6 years for you to get eligible. How the hell are you eligible now? Are you going to make the league? Yes. Are you going to make the Hall of Fame? 100%. But why are you still playing? Once again, trying to give him some sort of advantage. But anyway, here's the 2025 Hall of Fame class. Carmelo Anthony, zero issues with. Carmelo was amazing, one of the best pure scorers. Sue Bird, 100% I have zero issues with Sue Bird. Zero issues with her. Unbelievable player. One of the top players in the history of the NBA, our WNBA, the W. Maya Moore, same thing. Zero problems with her. Dwight Howard, we had a discussion last year about Dwight Howard, whether he should be in or not, or whatever. And I have no problem with Dwight because he was very dominant for about 4, 5, 6 years. He was really dominant. It's kind of like me with Shaq. Whether Shaq is one of my all-time centers, I don't put him in there because he didn't do it long enough. I just can't give you the Hall of Fame. I'm not one of these people who just give you the Hall of Fame. I just not. You have to really, in my mind, say yes, and that's one of my issues with that. But I have no problem. Sylvia Fowles, no issues with. Danny Crawford, referee, long time, no issues. Billy Donovan won the NCAA championship on back-to-back in Florida, have no issues with Billy. I just wish, like I said before, when he became the Thunder coach, I wish he would have been somewhere else first. Because I don't believe he would have alienated Kevin Durant the way it happened. I think Billy Donovan now is a totally different coach than he was when he became the first coach of Florida to us. I think that was a huge mistake by Sam Presti. That's just me. I know that's his guy and I get it, but yeah, that one really just destroyed our team. But of course, Sam Presti has made it complete. Angel, what's up? How you doing? Has made a complete 180 as far as changing and completely changing the narrative who Sam Presti is and what he's done. 100% he has. Mickey Harrison, the owner of the Miami Heat, once again, yes, should he be in there? I thought he did a great job of what he did, bringing the Miami Heat, doing what they did, winning championships, bringing LeBron in. not acquiescing to what LeBron wanted as far as the teams are concerned. And I thought that was fantastic on what he did with that and changing his team around. I thought that was great by him. Here's my issue. My issue is with the 2008 U.S. Olympic team, the Redeem Team. Is what they call it. I don't understand that at all. Uh, Sorry, uh, my daughter-in-law is texting me. Uh, I'm like, I'm live on air right now. I cannot talk to you. Sorry, hold on one second. Uh, but anyway, I have an issue with that. Angel, I don't know about you. Um, LeBron and Chris Paul, they're going to be Hall of Famers. Uh, and then to add the coaching staff in there, I'm like, okay, I don't understand that. I'm like, to me, I get it, but on the other side of that, uh, I, they're the redeem team. You lost in 2004. Once again, LeBron not being able to win a championship. You know, having to have the right players around him. And if it wasn't for Kobe, they wouldn't have won this one either. So I just don't, I, I, I don't understand it. The NBA acquiescing to him, you know, Mickey Harrison. Part of what happened is they didn't acquiesce to him. Pat Riley was like, "See ya, you know, we brought you in, we got your players, and we're not going to change and get rid of. We're not Cleveland. We're not Jenny Buss and the Lakers. We're not going to give you whatever you want to dismantle teams. If you want to come here, this is what we have. We'll add the players we think they're going to benefit us now while you're here. And if you decide to leave, that's what we're doing. So, period. So, we're not going to give you carte blanche, and then uh, when you leave, we're going to give you. We're going to be stuck with nothing. We're not doing that. And so I love that about what Mickey did and Pat Riley. The Olympic team, once again, here you go. Two players that are still playing in the league. I, LeBron is going to be a Hall of Famer. Chris Paul, going to be first ballot Hall of Famers. Why are you trying to give him something to put him in the league? What for? I don't understand that. I don't understand. Let me see. She's. Oh, my goddaughter, my daughter-in-law, she's stuck. She got done with her depot earlier. Uh, she so she's stuck there right now. If I'd have known she was going to do this, I would have did the show later on tonight. Uh, I'm gonna text her after. But anyway, I don't. To me, that's something that I have an issue with. Angel, let me see. Or Alex, what's up, Alex? Did you watch any football yet? Yeah, we did, Alex. But right now, I'm bitching about the U.S. Olympic 2008 Olympic team, the Redeem team, being on the thing. I'm pissed off. Uh, well, yeah, no, the Hall of Fame, you're right, Angel, is for all of basketball, which is why the WNBA is in there. That's why Billy Donovan is in there more for his college, what he did at Florida, than he is for the NBA, okay? So, no, it is. But I'm just saying, why the 2018? Y'all lost in the Olympics, okay, you came back and you were the redeemed team. You won that because of Kobe. I just don't understand the issue with it. I don't, that's my problem, Angel. I'm like, I get it, but you're doing that once again. LeBron and is gonna be the first guy that actually is playing in the league. He's this and that. I'm like, he's still not the GOAT. He's just not. Okay? I don't care what y'all try to just in this day and age of these little trophies you get for participation and all that. He ain't the man. And I had argued with about my kids this the other night when I ran into a lot of my ex players. I was like, listen, guys, he's your GOAT because you're soft as hell. He's your GOAT because he's the scoring champion. He's your GOAT because he played 20 years. And I try to explain to him, to my definition of a GOAT of any generation of anything, if you're going to match your stats against somebody else's stats, do it for the time that they played and the time that you played for that period of time. What were your stats after 10 years or 15 years or 12 years? Match your stats then. Okay, don't just because you played longer. It's like me with Tom Brady. Tom Brady ain't my GOAT. He is the greatest winner. He has more Super Bowls. He ain't my GOAT. He ain't my GOAT. And I tell people this, the greatest of all time means one thing and one thing only. Can you do what you did in any era? That's GOAT. The greatest of all time means whenever you played, whatever you did when you played, you're going to do that or better when that period of time was playing. That's what the greatest of all time means. But today's generation, they just throw shit out there. They throw stuff. I mean, come on, man. You're wasted. You're high. He's not. Match Tom Brady stats after 15 years or 12 years against Terry Bradshaw, against Troy, against Joe Montana, against Bart Starr, what were their stats in the years that they played? What were your stats at that period of time against theirs? Wins, losses, Super Bowls, whatever, NFL championships back in the day. What were your stats compared to theirs at that period of time? LeBron, you matched against Kobe and Kareem in the same amount of time. At the end of that time, what was your stats with Kareem? What are your stats against Kobe because they played 20 years? What are your stats against Michael? What are your stats against Magic in the same amount of period of time? What did you do then? To me, that's Wilt Chamberlain. That's what if you want to match up who you are as GOAT, greatest of all time, what did you do then? But I still love what Michael Jordan said. They asked him if he was a GOAT. He said, I don't know. Angel says, now GOAT is description instead of true greatest of all time. Yes. Okay, I'm going to go with that. But like Michael said, I don't know if I'm better than Wilt. Didn't play against him. I don't know if I'm better than Jerry West. Didn't play against him. I don't know if I'm better than Bill Russell. Didn't play against him. Kareem he played against when he was old. So he says, I can't say that I'm better than somebody who I did not play against. LeBron's over here crowning himself and all this. And this is it. You don't crown yourself if you're the beast, if you're the GOAT. You don't ever hear Tom Brady saying I'm the GOAT. Because I believe he knows he's not. He's the greatest winner of all time because he played the longest. There's no way Tom Brady's playing 20 years if he played in the 60s, 70s, 80s, and early 90s. He's not playing 20 years. He's not. But this is today's generation. I always got to throw stuff out there. And I say this really simply. There's a difference between beating someone's record and breaking their record. Those are two totally different things. When you break someone's record, that means you did it in less time than they did. When you beat someone's record, means you just have more stats. That's what beating means versus breaking. But they always say he broke his record. And I said, no. You're not going to break his record. And I'm going to do unbreakable records. Like to me, O.J. Simpson, 2,000 yards in 14 games. To me, that's an unbreakable record. The record has been beaten multiple times, but it's never been broken. But they always say, oh, the record's been... No. The record is 14 games, 2,000 yards. That's the record. Can you do that? Those are the things that I look at breaking versus beating. Alex, how's LeBron not the GOAT then? He's been great for over... That's what I just said, Alex. 20 years. That's what I just said. I just made my point. You just made my point. Today's generation, Alex, people like you, that's y'all's there. He played over 20 years in an era that you can do that. You can't touch him. The lane is bigger. You can't foul. You can't this. You can't that. Go back and look at Detroit's hardest fouls on Michael Jordan. He got hit like that multiple times. In today's age, you're gone. You're sitting out. Fragrant 2, you're gone. It's a different time period. LeBron is not the greatest of all time. And anybody who has seen all these guys play say the same thing. No one says it. And then, Alex, this is my final point. LeBron is respected. Michael Jordan was feared. There's a huge difference. And I told this to my kids. When you're feared, that's a different thing than being respected. Where LeBron is not feared, he's respected. He's not feared. Nobody fears him. They feared Michael Jordan. There is a difference between someone who is feared versus someone who's respected. And to me, that ends the discussion right there. And let's not go over all the other stuff when you look at the losses. Well, LeBron went to 8 straight in the East, and then he got beat by what? Every team in the West. That means if he was in the West, he would have done it. Now, let's go back to the West. How many times since he got to the West, how many finals has he been in? 1. That was in the bubble. He has not made it to one single NBA final since he went in the West. Not one that he had to go through the whole year. Has not made one finals since he's gotten to the West. But he made 8 straight in the East. So let's not go there with that. 6'9", 250, he would have been fine. That's not, Alex, I agree with you. That's not my point. My point is he's not playing 20 years back in the day. Tom Brady's not playing 20 years back in the day. That's my point. That's my whole point. Because he's 6'9", 250. You know how many 6'9", 280 guys there were back then? A lot. LeBron comes down that lane, and remember, Alex, LeBron couldn't shoot back in the day. He's coming down that lane. His ass is getting put into the stands. His ass is getting put in the floor. That's facts. He ain't lasting 20 years. I can tell you my body hurts from hitting the floor. Ask Randy Wright about it. Ask how his body feels after hitting the floor. Ask anybody who played back in the day after their body hitting the floor. Ask people who played in football on artificial turf how their body feels. It's not happening. Will was absolutely a dominant player, but he wasn't necessarily a team player when he was averaging 50. And LeBron, since forever, has been a team player with the detriment of his own success. Okay, Angel, I'm going to say this. This is my definition. Michael is the greatest player. Kobe is the most skilled player. LeBron took Magic Johnson's place as the best overall player. Passing, shooting, scoring, seeing your other teammates. He took Magic's spot as that because he's more athletic. That's my breakdown of it. That's my breakdown. But as a player, and if you really played the game, people will tell you being feared is much more than being respected. They aren't on the same plane. They're not even close. They're not even close. So that ends the LeBron discussion right there. And on top of that, Tracy McGrady played against all three. Tracy McGrady said, this is how I can break it down. I played against LeBron, I played against Kobe, and I played against Michael. Here's the difference. All three of them are going to do whatever the hell they want to you. All three of them. They're going to do whatever the hell they want to you. Here's the difference. After Michael and Kobe scored, they're going to look at you like, how the hell are you going to score? And I looked at them like, damn, how am I going to score? I looked at LeBron like, I'm going to do whatever the hell I want to you. That's Tracy McGrady. So that's not your opinion, Alex. That's not my opinion, Alex. That's not my opinion, Angel. That's Tracy McGrady, somebody who's one of the best players ever. So regardless of what I think, regardless of what y'all think, somebody who played against him, that's his point. So I'm going to take his point even over mine or over anybody else's. When you played against all three and it was as good as him, and he looked at him like, oh, yeah, those two, I'm like, how the hell am I going to score? The other one, yeah, I'm going to do whatever I want. But like I told you, as a player, being feared versus being respected are two totally different things, okay? So now, let's bounce off of that. Let's go to college football because I'm going to tell you this. There's been some great games this weekend. This was not one of them. As I said, third, when I saw that, when Gundy came out and he was talking against Dan Lanning, I said they are going to beat the brakes off of us, off Oklahoma State. And that's exactly what happened. And I had a friend of mine that's a OSU football player, and he's talking about, oh, they got $25 million, $3 million in NIL. Okay. Go get more money. But you got to remember this, I'm not going to say the guy's name, and I wanted to tell him. I said, bro, the difference is the coach that you're backing that you played with doesn't believe in it. doesn't believe in it, which is why we were in the problem we were in basketball and in soccer and in girls basketball and men's basketball and softball, because your guy was in charge of it and didn't work. Didn't believe in it. That's the problem. Get him out of there, because NIL is a real deal. And you're going to tell me we can't? There's not enough alumni in Oklahoma, between Oklahoma, Texas, Kansas, Missouri, Oklahoma State fans who can't get more than $3 million. Now we don't have Phil Knight kind of money, but that's what you're trying to tell me. We can't go raise more than $3.5 million. Do you really think that? That's a bunch of BS. I know at least 5, 10 guys who could give $3 million themselves. But that's ridiculous. That's not even a comment. Your problem is, this is today's game. You look at Clemson, and we're going to go over there. I still don't know how the hell they're in it, how they're ranked and where they're at. If you have that mentality, you need to go. Why do you think Nick Saban left? He knew that mentality he didn't have that. He didn't believe in that. He wanted it old school, so he got the hell out. Bill Belichick, what did he come in? He came in and, hey, give me money. They gave him money. You trying to tell me that Oklahoma State don't have as much money as North Carolina? You think there's oil money out here? OU seems to be doing fine in NIL. We can't raise that kind of money at Oklahoma State. Now, granted, are there more richer, more alumni with more money than at OU than OSU? I don't know about that. There are a lot of rich ranchers. So I'm not sure if that's the case. But you got to have a coach in there who's willing to spend and go get players. That's not Gundy, which is why Oklahoma State got beat 69-3, worst defeat ever. And I said that Oklahoma State's going to get their brains beat out. I said that on air the other day because of his mentality. They're going to get the brains beat out. He's not going to call the dogs off because he did that. But maybe I just don't believe Gundy wants to coach anymore. I think he's pissed off. He's not in charge of everything anymore. I believe he's pissed off and wants to go. Bye-bye. See you later. Iowa State. At Iowa, I told you that's going to be a tough game. Even though Iowa State pulled it out, that was going to be a tough game. They're rivals. They're in-state rivals. They hate each other. And once again, Oklahoma State doesn't play OU because of the coach. We play them in basketball. We play them in everything but football. Why is that? Why is that? That dude needs to go. I'm sorry. I'm not a fan of his. I'm not sorry about it. I'm not a fan of his and haven't been a long time. Not a fan. Fan of his brother, not him. Iowa State play each other. Michigan State play each other. Auburn, Alabama play each other. OU, OSU can't play each other after 100 years. Why? Because the coach doesn't want to play them anymore. Oh, I beat them 2 out of 3 last time. So what? Keep playing. You have a losing record against them. Okay, it's not hurting recruiting. I don't get that. Army beat Kansas State. I did not see that happen. I knew it was going to be tough. I knew it was going to be a close game, and I said that. I think it was 45.5 was the over-under, and I took the under because I knew the Army was going to run the football. And like I said, I didn't know if Kansas State was going to be able to beat them simply because Army was going to do their ground control and handle the ball, and that's exactly what happened. I said if Kansas State has to be able to stop their running game, and that did not happen. Army beat Kansas State. Michigan OU, what a hell of a football game that was. I was very, very, I loved the game. I loved what I saw. OU, and we talked about this the other day. I was like, when I had our meeting in our office, our executive director, Josh Norman, played wide receiver on OU's football team when they won their last national title in 2000. And we were talking about it, and Josh was talking about how, that it was going to be a great game, and I agreed with him 100% on that. And like I said, to me, the question is really simple. Is Michigan going to be able to run the football against OU? I believe OU is going to score against their defense, against Michigan's defense. But is Michigan going to be able to run the football against OU? And they couldn't. They couldn't move the football. Venables, great defensive coordinator, one of the best defensive coordinators of all time. He has national championships to prove it, has multiple D linemen. And what he does is he recruits defensive linemen. That's what he does. You look at the number of defensive linemen he has in the NFL. He's a monster. And OU's defensive line is just ridiculous and has been for 2 years, 3 years now. And that's what he does. He goes and gets these guys, and they just play great. and OU took care of business. And we're gonna go over the deal, but I'll go over the rankings here in just a second. But I'm gonna say this: OU was impressive. They've got him a quarterback, and to me in this league, you have to have a quarterback. And when you look at what OU's lineage has been lately, which is effing insane, when you go Baker, stupid, Baker, Kyler, Jalen, uh, uh, Williams, Dylan Gabriel. Now this guy. I don't know if we're going to put him in that deal, and I don't really necessarily put Dylan in there. But when you go Baker Mayfield, Kyler Murray, Jalen Hurts, Caleb Williams back to back to back, that's crazy. And then of course you had Spencer Rattler, who's the quarterback for the Saints. That's crazy. That's an absolute insane lineup of quarterbacks that OU's had back to back, and then of course they lost the ability to have them, and then they got Johnson, who I like. I like him. Interesting. I like him back. I like him. Let me see. Angel, as a fan of smaller college team, it's kind of frustrating that the SEC, Big Ten, and all the bigger conferences keep dominating, but that's just how it goes because the money. SEC has been dominant, Angel, for 40 years. They've been dominant. So I don't necessarily equate SEC football because they've just been so dominant for such a long period of time. Okay, that's how I look at it. The Big Ten has been dominant. The Big 12 was dominant there for just a little bit. When you did have Texas, OU, OSU were all running. We had A&M in there for a little bit. The Big 12 was rolling. And then, of course, A&M goes to the SEC, Texas goes to the AC, OU goes to the SEC, and because the money's so much bigger. So, I get that. But that being said, OU is going to be fine because what? They have the money to spend. And it's not like you don't, like, the Big Ten is expensive because, look, you have Penn State, you have Michigan, you have Ohio State. There's a lot of money in Pennsylvania. There's a lot of money in Michigan. There's a lot of money in Ohio. Indiana, there's a lot of money. But there's a lot of money in Oklahoma, too. There's way more money in Texas, let's face it, because it's bigger. Way more money in California because it's bigger, Silicon Valley and all that. Read it 100%. But Oklahoma has a lot of money, too. Don't kid yourself, there's money here. So the ability to keep up in football is easy. But what do you have to start out with? You have to start out with a coach. That's number one. You have to have a coach. Then number two, you have to have number one, you have to have administration that hires the right coach. And then you have to have the administration that 1A has to be able to go out and raise money for NIL. Two, after that, you have to have great facilities. And if you can do that, you can recruit. You think you can't recruit to Oklahoma State? And I can tell people all day now, Oklahoma State is sitting between Tulsa, Stillwater is sitting between Tulsa and Oklahoma City. It's an hour drive each way. You're an hour away from Tulsa, you're an hour away from Oklahoma City. I've been to both. When I was in Stillwater, I'd go to Tulsa and go hang out. I'd go to Oklahoma City and come hang out. It's really close. Ain't that bad. If you want to go to Wichita, hey, you're an hour from Wichita. You want to go to Kansas City, you're 4 hours away from Kansas City. If you want to make that trip, which I have several times. So it's sit the great. So don't sit there and tell me that it's not good. Don't sit there and tell me that the Big 12 doesn't have the ability to do that. Yes, they do. There's money in the Big 12. Look at what Texas Tech is doing. They're in Lubbock, and I can promise you they recruited me, and I went there on a visit. There ain't nothing in Lubbock. It's in the middle of nowhere. Damn, they look at their team. You have to have administration who's committed to winning, and you have to go find a coach, and you have to have the NIL money, the people to put in the money. That's what you got to have if you want to be successful and you want to compete in this area. Let's go ahead and thank our sponsor. SRB, if you have needs for engineering, surveying, or planning, hit our guys up over at SRB. They love to take care of you. If you have a water treatment plant in your city or county, they're fantastic civil engineers, and they will help and make sure that your water, you have clean drinking water in your county or city. Oak Grove Trucking, if you have needs for dirt, rock, or sand to be moved, hit my guys up over at Oak Grove. They love to take care of you and make sure everything runs smooth. If you have a highway project, hit my guy up over there. YNB, family owned and operated since 1912. They are the bank that makes things happen. An equal housing lender, a member of the FDIC, proud sponsor for us to go out and support women, minority, and black owned businesses in the Oklahoma City area. You can pre qualify online at www.ynbok.com. That's www.ynbok.com. Or go into one of the main bank at 401 Elm, 66 steps from historic downtown Yukon, Oklahoma. YNB East, which is off the Parkway and 66 or 39th Expressway. YNB Mustang, 218 North Mustang Road. They've got all those deals for you. And then also YB Parkway, which is off Garth Brooks and I-40, just south of I-40, right in front of the hospital. Cannot miss it. YB People's located on 23rd between Rockwell and Mac Arthur. Cannot miss it. Right there in the great city of Bethany. And then, of course, Creed Cologne, the House of Creed, handcrafted since 1760. I was just there doing the show last week, and I'm just going to tell you, the stuff is good. And they've got the new cologne. What's it called? Old Zarian. Zarian. That stuff is so good. It is so good. I can promise you, you need to go get it. And it smells better on. After you've worn it a little bit, it really, really does smell good. I promise you. At first I smelled, I was like, I don't know. And they go, just put it on. Put it on. After about 5, 10 minutes, I'm like, oh my God. They had so many compliments about it. You can go into their main counter at Penn Square Mall, the men's counter, or men's department, they're Dillard's, or the women's department if you want the perfume, Woodland Hills Mall in Tulsa, which we're going to go to soon, Town East Mall in Wichita, Oak Park Mall in Overland Park, Kansas, Park Plaza Mall in Little Rock, Arkansas, South Plains Mall, speaking of Lubbock, we just talked about Lubbock, and then Westgate Mall in Amarillo, which I still have not been to for whatever reason. I don't know why I haven't been there, but I just haven't been there. But anyway, so now, to end our show, we're going to talk about the NFL because I can tell you this: there were some great games started the week this year of this NFL season. I loved what I saw the NFL because I can tell you there was some great games, starting with the Cowboys and the Eagles on Thursday night. What a game that was! CeeDee Lamb catch the ball once again. CeeDee Lamb has his biggest issue is he tends to drop passes. And it cost the Cowboys the game the other night by him dropping a pass. You got to be able to catch that pass. He dropped 2 of them. I think if he catches those, the Cowboys have a chance to win. But CD has, he's a great receiver, but he drops passes. He's always been like that. He will drop a pass. That's his only deal. But Cowboys did way better than what they thought they were going to do. I lost that game because I thought the Eagles were going to kick their butts. And then, for Jerry to go, we were one defensive player away. Well, you had the defensive player, you just didn't want him. You had him. And then, of course, Micah goes out and does what he does yesterday with the Packers, which, of course, we'll talk about. Chiefs and Chargers, they're always, that's who they are. The Chiefs barely beat the Chargers. But, Mahomes, if you throw that pass, you miss Travis Kelce in the end zone or crossing, he catches that, he scores. All of a sudden, the Chiefs are down 3, and they still had a chance to get the ball back. 3rd down and 14, and Justin Herbert sealed it. Nobody was watching. Nobody expected Justin Herbert to run. He saw it, got the outside, no outside contained, and he ran for 1st down, and that was the ball game for the Chiefs. But nobody thought they were going to win, kept winning one-score games. What they won last year, 9, 10, whatever, so 8, 9, 10 one-score games. That was not going to continue, so we knew that was going to happen at some point. Let me see. Tirtar slapping Kelsey and then deflecting the 2-point conversion is absolutely legendary. Yes, my deal is this: how are you not thrown out the game for slapping someone? I don't. I know, Angel. I don't get that. To me, you can't hit somebody. Okay, you can't hit somebody. I just can't. I don't go with that one. I don't really understand that. To me, I just don't get that. Okay. I don't understand how you can slap someone and get away with that. Okay? I don't understand that one at all. If you slap someone, I don't get that. Okay? I don't get that. I don't. It is legendary, but I mean, sorry, that's ridiculous. But what a great game it was. The Bucks and the Falcons once again. Bake Show doing what Bake Show does. I love, uh, I love Baker. I like what he does. Angel. He really should have, but no. I mean, I know you're probably a Chargers fan, but still, you get. I mean, to me, you slap someone, you hit somebody, you're out. I'm sorry, I, that's ridiculous. Once again, it's the NFL. He basically punched him. He should have been gone. I don't understand refereeing sometimes. To me, that's cut and dry. If you hit somebody, you're gone. You spit on somebody, you're done. Like that happened twice. It happened in the Eagles game, which what are you doing? What are you doing? And then it happened in college. Same thing. What are you doing? You're spitting on somebody. What are you doing? How are you spitting on somebody? The worst thing you could do is spit on somebody. What the hell are you doing? I don't. I That one to me is just beyond me. I mean, the worst thing you can do on someone is spit on someone. Like the Joe Mixon thing at OU. And, people have, arguments about that. To me, I'm like, okay. And I always argue with white people, never black people. I'm like this. The worst thing you can do to me is spit on me. Because what you're basically saying is, I'm not a person. And I had to go through that. My dad went through that being spit on and nothing he could do. Been through all that. Okay, so I'm not a fan of that. But anyway, let's get to that. Bucks and Falcons. What a great game. Bake Show doing what Bake Show does. I'm a big fan of Baker. He still has a little man's problem. He'll run over somebody and just pop his chest out. I'm like, you a little dude, stop it. Little dude syndrome. Stop it, bro. Really stop it. But once again, Penix, dude, he's going to be a player. I really, 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 really like Michael Penix. I like what he's doing. I like what Falcons are doing. I still think they're a year away from being what they need to be. But Baker, being accurate as he was, like I tell people all day long, had he not been sick, OU would have beat Georgia and won the national title that year. I believe him being sick, that cost him the national title. I just truly, truly believe that Baker, that second half, he was just overthrowing. Baker is one of the most accurate quarterbacks I've ever seen. He doesn't do that. The Bengals and Browns, the Browns are the Browns. You know what I'm going to start to see? It's the Jets, the Mets, the Clippers, and the Browns. I'm going to throw them in there because they can find a way to screw it up. They will. I mean, missing an extra point, it's the Browns. Missing a field goal. They can find a way to lose a game. They will. The Mets, Jets, Clippers, and Browns. I'm adding that into the mix. Colts. Danny Dimes. I never thought I would say this, but what a beast he was. What a beast he was. Danny Dimes doing work. Uh, let me see. Falcons uh, hindered Penix's success by giving Kirk Cousins a max contract to ride the bench. Well, Angel, I think what they did is they brought him in to help in Penix's growth. That's what I believe. I believe they kind of like what Mahomes did with Alex Smith. The Chiefs did. I kind of think it was the same kind of thing. I believe I'm with you though. Kirk Cousins has made more money than anybody for less doing anything. Him and Sam Bradford. They made more money doing less than any two people I've ever seen in my life. It's just ridiculous. Their agents are ridiculous. I mean, that's just crazy to me. But I'm agreeing with you. The Raiders and the Patriots. Patriots, they did not look good. They were just basically giving. It was almost they were vanilla. And it's almost like they were just like, okay, this first game of the season, it's a long year. We're just going to give them a little bit and bring them along. And by the time of the end of the year, I think the Patriots will be well set on their way. The Steelers and Jets, what a hell of a game that was. And I'm going to say this right now, Justin Fields, bro, why do you play like that when you're with well, never mind. You can't do that with uh, with the Bears because their organization is ridiculous. Then you go to the Steelers and you had your chance and he's a great starter, but he doesn't finish. So we'll see if he can continue to get better. But what a hell of a game that was between the Steelers and the Jets. Giants and Commanders. Jada Daniels and the Giants. Giants, you got. I mean, Russell, just hang it up. Just hang it up, bro. Your time is come and gone. I think you're hurting your Hall of Fame chances more than anything else because you're trying to stay in the limelight. That's just me. Move on, bro. Uh, Panthers and Jaguars. Panthers, they've got a little squad. They're building something there. I like what I saw out of the Panthers. I like what they're doing there. No complaints whatsoever. Really, really like what I saw out of the Panthers, Jaguars. And of course, Trevor Lawrence was going to do what he was going to do. Titans and Broncos. Cam Ward, the real deal. He's the real deal. 100%. He's the real deal. The Broncos were all over him. I don't know how he escaped some of the plays that he escaped, but they were all over him. So my hat is off to the Titans. They've got themselves a quarterback. The Broncos are going to be a beast this year, and that's it. Great game it was though. When you look at the Panthers and the Jaguars, excuse me, the Niners and Seahawks, Brock Purdy played great. But the Niners own the Seahawks, as I said the other day. They own them. Uh, I think I took the Niners in this game anyway. Let me see. Let me go back. I took the Eagles and the points. I lost. I took the Chargers and the points. I won because the Chargers go in that. The Bucks. I took the Bucks in that game, so that's 2-1. I took the Bengals. I think I lost that game because I think no, I took the Bengals, so that's 3-1. Uh, Let me see what the commander's sending me a message. What the hell is he saying? Yeah, okay. I didn't know he was a quarterback too. I thought he was just a fake 3-point shooter. I didn't know that. So that's 3-1. I took the Colts 4-1. I did take the Patriots over the Raiders, so that's 4-2. I took the Steelers over the Jets 5-2. I took the Commanders 6-2. I took the Jaguars 7-2. I took the Broncos 8-2. I took the Niners 9-2. So right now I'm 9-2. That's far my picks that I had prior to it starting. So 9-2. Then in that game, great game by Brock Purdy though. Still, I mean he did good. Uh, Lions and Packers. Dallas, 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 Dallas. How do you give up Micah Parsons? He just was. He basically was a wreck show. He was a wrecker. I don't understand that. I don't understand it. I just don't. Sorry, I don't get that one at all. Packers look really good. Uh, Jordan Love is still suspect to me as far as how good he's actually going to be. Uh, Let me see what the commander. Yes, the Commanders win. Uh, I still don't know what Jordan Love is going to be. I really don't. I still don't know what his ceiling is. I do like him a whole lot though, but I'm just not sure about Jordan and how well he's going to be. I'm really not sure on that. I'm just not. Uh, but I mean, he threw a couple passes that. Remember, he threw a pick six. They got called back. He got lucky on that, uh, and then they ran the ball pretty much after that a lot. And then I didn't really ask him to do a whole lot. They did later, but you know, I guess they're like, okay, he's got in his head. He almost threw a pick, and then threw a pick six his next pass. But anyway, it was a great game. Micah's that team is just going to be. And I saw that that him and Reggie White, are the only two guys. The Packers got both of them in history that had 12 and a half sacks the first 4 games for first 4 years. And the Dallas, it took the Eagles a long time to recover from that, and I believe it's going to take the Cowboys a long time to recover from giving up Michael Parsons. Even though they did do well, and if Stevie Lamb catches that ball, the Dallas Cowboys, we may be looking at them differently. But that being said, I just don't think I'm just not a fan of what they did. I I mean, I know he's sitting there almost trying to recreate the Herschel Walker thing, but that was a once in a lifetime trade, and it did bring you 3 Super Bowls in 5 years. You possibly could have won. I know you would have won 3 in a row because that team was just ridiculous. The Great Wall of Dallas, the probably the best offensive line in the history of the game, overall, top to bottom. And then with Emmitt Smith running the football, Michael Irvin catching everything, Troy Aikman in the hell leading the whole show. I think it would have been a completely different. Uh, I think the Dallas, like I said, I think Dallas would have won at least 3 in a row, if not 4 in a row, because that team. Because remember they won 2 in a row, got beat, and then came back and then won again. So they probably won more than that, but I'm gonna give him that. But what a great game anyway. So I picked that. I picked the Packers. So that's 10-2. That's 10-2. Texans and the Rams. Uh, I think I picked the Texans in that. I know that I didn't know if they could beat the Rams there in Kansas City. I mean, they're in there, but I think I picked the Texans, and they did not look good. CJ didn't look good. They dropped some passes, uh, but I completely lost. I completely missed it. I missed it on that one. I'm gonna admit that I missed it. 100%, I missed that. Ravens and the Bills. What a hell of a football game that was. What a hell of a football game that was. I loved what I saw in that game. I mean, it was just great football through in and out. And once again, uh, the Ravens. I don't know what it is. I really don't know what it is with them. They just can't. I mean, why can't they win games? You know what I'm saying? I mean, why? Why do they have to constantly lose? I mean, close games. I don't understand that at all. I really don't. I don't understand how they can lose games. I don't. You know what I'm saying? I mean, they just find a way. They should have beat Buffalo last year, but they couldn't get it done. And I just don't understand what the deal is with that. I really, really, truly don't. I don't know how you can lose that game. I mean, you're up. The Ravens choked. Yes, Alex, they choked. I mean, because to me, it's like, guys, what are y'all doing? What are y'all doing? You should win that game. But once again, the Ravens do what the Ravens do. You're up 15 and get beat. Now, Josh Allen is Josh Allen, granted, but they're making, oh, he's the only one who can make throws like that. No, he's not. He's not the only one who can make throws that he made. Shut up. That is, you know, people say a bunch of stuff just to get likes and to get looks. I mean, I don't do none of that. I say stuff that's on point. I don't sit there and try to, do things for likes and all of that. I'm just telling you how stuff is. I don't play around. I don't do that. I'm just saying this is how we do it, and I don't do that. I mean, Josh did some stuff, but I'm just like, eh. Uh, John Harbaugh is the reason why they can't close, I guess, but John Harbaugh didn't fumble the ball. And I just think that, he goes, should they have went for it on fourth down? No. You got to believe that your defense can hold them. You have a good defense. You've rebuilt it. But that being said, you got to do what you got to do, okay? But he fumbled the football, which happens. But Josh Allen drove him right down the field. And, they got beat. But, yeah, John Harbaugh, I mean, he may be snake bitten. He may be snake bitten against the Chiefs. He may be snake bitten against the Bills. Because, I mean, Mark Andrews, one of the best tight ends in history, dropped a pass. When's the last time you saw Mark Andrews drop a pass? You know what I'm saying? So when I look at that, I'm like, I don't really understand. I don't know why they can't beat them. I mean, it's like they're snake bitten. It's almost just what it seems like. It really does. But it is what it is, and you have to close out games and you have to win games. And if you don't, that's usually what happens. You got to be able to win games. And they didn't, and they came through and they beat them. So that's how that works, and it does do that from time to time. But what a great game it was. They can't close. You're right, Alex. It just seems like they can't close, doesn't it? It seems like they really can't close, the Ravens. So tonight we've got a hell of a game on tonight. Not really. Vikings and Bears. The Bears are plus 1.5. What is the over-under? Let me check the over-under right there. The over-under is 44.5. I'll probably watch the game, but I don't. I mean, Well, I mean, I don't really care. Vikings and Bears. Get to see JJ play finally. What is Caleb going to do? Uh, I don't know what's going to happen, but we'll see. But I'll probably watch a little bit of it, and I'm gonna take my fat boy to his favorite patio so he can hang out and enjoy himself, and run around and pee 25 times. So we'll see what he does tonight. But that being said, hey, I'm excited about tonight uh, because I do want to see JJ play. And I do want to see what Caleb does on the new thing. So I'm excited about that. But I'm not excited about it because it's the Bears and the Vikings. If that makes sense, I mean, I'm excited, but I'm not. I mean, I want to see these guys, so I'm kind of excited to see the two guys. But on the flip side of it, am I really? Eh, eh. Does that make sense to y'all? I mean, I'm gonna watch because it's Monday Night Football, and I think both. The Vikings are definitely maybe have reached their plateau. They're loaded, but Brian Flores is gonna kill Caleb tonight. But the only advantage is that Ben Johnson has gone against Flores when Ben Johnson was the OC at the Lions. So he knows what Flores is going to do. The question is, can Caleb follow through on the game plan? That's going to be the $1,000,000 question, if that can happen. So, but anyway, I hope everybody's had a good day. Hope I wasn't too hard. I know I was a little opinionated on my LeBron stance. I'm a little opinionated on on that, all that. Yeah, I'm with you, Angel. I am too. I am too. I really am. But I mean, guys, it's like to me, I know I'm hard on LeBron, but it just drives me nuts. And like I tell people, if you haven't seen people play, you can't judge what someone else says. And I have my kids, I was arguing with them, they're like, well, I saw him on YouTube. Watching Kareem Abdul-Jabbar on YouTube and seeing Kareem Abdul and Jabbar in person are not the same. Watching Dr. J on TV, on YouTube, and watching Dr. J in person are not the same. Watching Magic Johnson on YouTube and watching Magic Johnson in person, not the same. Watching Larry Bird in person, watching Larry Bird on YouTube, not the same. Watching Isaiah Thomas, watching Bernard King, watching David Thompson. I could go down the list. David Robinson. I can go down the list of players. Unless you saw them in person, you can't really comment on how great they were. And like in my top 10, I had to take Bill Russell out. I mean, I saw him play, but I was so young, I don't really remember, if that makes sense. So I can't really, so I had to take him out of my list, even though he has 11 rings. I really didn't see him. I kind of saw Wilt because I was a Laker fan when Wilt got to be the Lakers in 71. So I watched him. So I was able, even though he was older. So I watched him. So, but everybody, I watched Kareem. I watched Magic. I watched Dr. J. I watched Bird. I watched Kobe. I watched LeBron. I watched Michael Jordan because Michael came out 1 year after I did. So I had a chance to watch him. So, these are guys that I watched in my top 10. This is how I broke it down. Jerry West, I saw him at the end of, kind of his career, but I watched him play. So everybody in my top 10, these are people who I saw. So I'm going to go with what I saw versus today's game. Today's rules versus their rules. Not the same. Not the same. Isaiah, like Allen Iverson, pound for pound, the best player in the history of NBA. Pound for pound. Unbelievable. So, anyway, that being said, guys, hey, all of you all have a great time today. Enjoy your day. It's sunshine. Go hit some golf balls. Go hit some. Somebody's calling me on my other phone. I don't know what the hell that is. But anyway, hey, everybody have a fantastic time. Peace out. Hey, remember, 2025 World Champion